What is happening, guys? Martinez back again. Now, yeah, I'm back. And I'm back on the fragrances, guys. I needed a break. I had to do something else. But let's get back into it now in respect to this particular fragrance. So, as you can see, guys, it's been a hot minute. Definitely need to go get a haircut. Anyway, so I put up a post, I put a video recently just about Althai, which has come out from Parfums De Marley relatively recently. And I did mention in there that, again, to me, has a little bit of a connotation to another fragrance, or not connotation, but I get a type of sense of another fragrance when I smell this one. Now, I've got this on my wrist as well. This is one from Parfums De Marley, as you see. The notes, again, don't get me wrong when it comes to fragrances. If you spend some time with fragrances and everything else like that, you will often come across something which will give you some insight maybe into obviously the house. It gives you some insight into where they're coming from. This is obviously niche. I mean, just looking at this now, just online, let's have a quick look. Cost alone, let's have a quick look. Cost alone for, again, this is for, what's this now? 125 mil, 125 mil. This is Althai, Parfums De Marley, 125 mil at £230. Now, don't get me wrong, if that's where you are and that's how you feel about fragrances and so forth, and you're committed to it, yes, okay, go for it. My issue is, however, this is someone, again, from my perspective, having spent a bit of time now through the years looking at fragrances and everything else like that. We've got this one here, as you can see. Strong With You EDT. Now this, again, EDT concentration, don't get me wrong, this is a designer fragrance and that's what it's going to be. So the price point is not going to be anywhere near obviously a niche house, so there is going to be some distinct differences when it comes to fragrances. Obviously this is an EDT, and then we have Strong With You Intensely. Strong With You Intensely, which is ultimately still and that's actually eau de parfum concentration as well, and this is obviously EDT. Now I'm going to put the EDT to the side. Point being, now for me, there is that cardamom, it is that sweetness. You do get this type of, I think you could say more like a toffee note when it comes to the Strong With You, and obviously this is Armani. Now, don't get me wrong, when it comes to the Parfums De Marley fragrance, it depends if you want to focus on price or not. So if you're happy to have this already in collection, I think that the Parfums De Marley fragrance is going to be redundant for you. I don't think you're really going to gain anything from it. £230 compared to whatever this is now. This is probably, let's say, £60 UK, 50 mil, whatever else like that, even £60–70. I think you need to weigh up really what you want. For me, this one projects. I've had compliments on this one, but it is relatively sweet. The difference, again, niche quality, slightly more creamier. I'm getting more of a cardamom note in the Althai one, and I'm also getting probably more of a vanilla type of note in there. The sweetness isn't as, there could even be maybe even a point of ambroxan in there as well, but the sweetness isn't as prominent, I'd say, as the other parfum from Strong With You. However, there are obviously now even more flankers of Stronger With You compared to this one. So even down the line of flankers, you probably could still smell something which is similar. So for me personally, I just don't see, I can't justify spending £230 for a fragrance at this point in my fragrance journey for something which smells quite similar to other ones. And again, don't get me wrong, if you put the two side by side, yes, there are differences. It's not going to be, it's not a like for like, but in a way for me, these guys are sort of distant cousins. Again, you can smell maybe not necessarily the cheapness, but quality, you could say, of the fragrance and so forth does come across in the Parfums De Marley as normal. However, for me, it just doesn't really justify that price point. And again, that is what it is. Something that, again, I mentioned this in the video, something like Leighton, something like Pegasus, something different will stand out for you. It's a standalone fragrance, you know what you're doing. But when it's something that's kind of similar to something that's already a designer fragrance anyway, I just don't see the point personally. Very nice fragrance. Again, I'm getting about 6 hours when I wore this on skin from a decant, but I just don't feel, again, justifiable. And to me, it's a little bit mellow. It's a little bit becoming a bit of a skin scent for me, so I don't really know if I feel like that would be for me. At this point, I do enjoy those fragrances that are a little bit bigger, have a little bit more to offer, but just don't see why I would want to spend that. But you guys let me know down below, have you purchased this one from Parfums De Marley, Althai? What do you think about it? You think it's worth the price point, or you're at a point now where you don't necessarily need this type of fragrance in your collection? Personally, at this point, if I was going to go for niche, I'd be looking probably more for like Initio, something along those lines, depending on what's coming out from there. Creed, I know Creed just put out Creed is an absolute. Wasn't able to get a hold of that one, unfortunately, so I will do a review of that one at some point. But again, these houses, I think they're struggling a little bit for ideas. I don't think you can get anything that's fully totally brand new, but it will happen. But it doesn't seem to be coming from these houses. I think they're already established and maybe they just feel very comfortable where they are. But it's good to see, obviously, that these designer fragrances aren't necessarily redundant either, if other houses are sort of taking that on as well. Nice fragrance, just not for me. Got a little bit of an issue with it. That's not worth it for me. See you in the next video, guys. Peace.